loves, welcome back to TigeraGitana. We are going to be doing the chakra healing video for this week. And we're actually going to get to it really quickly because I do have to post the weekly Akashic Records message. And I want to get that one up as fast as I possibly can because that message this week is really powerful. So I want to make sure that the patrons have that. But we are going to be doing the weekly chakra healing video right now, and the bottom of the deck is the Emperor, the Three of Swords, and the Devil. Those are the things I have to say for right now. So let's get into it. So the good thing is that at least some of y'all have been doing some work, especially when it comes with the root chakra. I see that some people have set fresh intentions, have kept them a little bit simple. As far as what they're trying to manifest, what they're trying to call in right now, it's very much coming from a place of it's like needing a breath of fresh air. And I feel like that's in a way what Aries energies brings. It does bring the need to kind of like, I want to do something else. I want to do something new. It's like that energy that comes in to replace the boredom or the stagnation that is in a certain space. So with the Page of Wands, it really just is a fresh thing. It's a fresh intention. It's something that you want to get into. It's something that you're vibing with. It's something that you want to see more developments with. So I do see that happening in the root chakra, and it's a really good way to use the energy right now, especially with the moon. So I see ya. I see ya that did some things. Keep up the good work because the wands are all about the journey anyway. So you need this kind of energy happening in your root chakra space. Just as much as you want to have earth sign placements in there, you want to make sure that it's fiery as well. Now, with the sacral space, it's interesting because we have the Five of Wands, which brings in the energy and the vibe of conflict and kind of passion, drive. For some people, I do see this as it being a high sexual drive this week. So peep that, pay attention to your thoughts, especially Mercury's in Scorpio right now, so that's automatically gonna want to make you thinking things. Everything's gonna be a little bit more like, can be a little bit more sexualized in the brain anyway, so you might just be in your head daydreaming about certain things, and that's totally fine. That is totally fine. But there is like kind of like this drive, this passion, this kind of like lust. There's a lot of like fiery type of lust this week, which is always fun. I mean, you always want to have that in Libra season anyway because it rules partnerships, justice, balance, literally like that other half mentality. So you want to have like this passionate energy coming in. That's really good. However, the negativity about this card would be the actual fighting, the actual conflict, the actual, for some people this is going to be makeup sex, by the way. I definitely see that. But for some who this is just actual conflict, you might really need to sit down with yourself and first of all, rewind. Mercury is about to go retrograde. It is in its pre-shadow phase. So communication is a little bit shaky right now. So I'm not really surprised that this is happening or starting to happen and like heightened in a way. We just need to be mindful and careful about how we're communicating with others, what we're arguing about, why we're passionate about what we're arguing about, and really focus on the relationship of these two things, because this is obviously a conflict. It still takes two to tango, like many things do, but this is something that has like, it's kind of like a build up to this battle. So really pay attention to like the details, like why it's happening. Try to talk it out, try to resolve. Libra energy also rules the energy of enemies in the 7th house, so you also want to pay attention to this. Be careful who you make your enemy, who you name your enemy, who you like are trying to create conflict with, where there needs to be no conflict. Be careful with your mind, because I feel like some people are doing some mental trickeries where they don't need to have these mental trickeries, but they're trying to like make up some trickeries. Be careful with your mind and what conflict it is creating on its own, or like wanting to exaggerate certain things. Because especially in the sacral space, you don't want to have that type of toxicity in there. You want to make sure that's good to go and cleansed. And like, again, if you want to use this for sexual activities, that is a really great way to keep your sacral chakra cleansed and dandy. Okay? Okay. Okay. Now, for the solar plexus, we actually have the moon, which is like the opposite of what the solar plexus is. This is Pisces energy. This is like a little bit more subconscious energy. This is not really willpower. This is more internalized, seeking through, like learning through, seeking through your emotions, trying to sort out your emotions in many ways. So just be careful with your willpower. I feel like some people are going to be moving from their intuition, but the thing about Pisces energy is that it's a lot of the time is an illusion. It's an illusion, okay? I don't care how cute Pisces paints it, okay? I don't care if you're a Pisces sun, moon, rising, Mercury, Pluto, Venus, whatever the hell you are, okay? If you have some Pisces ass placements in your chart, you need to pay attention to what you're doing with your willpower in connection to this week. Because when it comes to the willpower and having this type of energy, which can be very much about secrets, about kind of like the dream world. This is also daydreaming, even though it has to do a lot with the night. But the daydreams come from the lack of moving through your sleep in a way that you want to control what your dreams look like. So there's kind of like this level of control that you want to have over your reality, and this is where the Pisces energy comes in, because you have the illusions, the lies, the making a very small thing into blowing it up into a bigger proportion, and like kind of exaggerating certain moments or certain things and kind of playing on and creating like hyper realities. Like this is some like Pisces shit, but on blast, especially in the ego chakra. You want to pay attention to that, because that means your ego is creating these kind of realities that don't need to be there. That's these illusions that are actually talking more about your truth and how you personally feel above what the situation is. There's kind of like a need for self-reflection, but not telling yourself the lie, finding the truth, because the moon card also hints at lying to yourself in this placement. So be mindful of your behavior, be mindful of how your energy is blocking your energy, because you don't want to have this type of like vibes in the solar plexus. This is just it just doesn't go with it. It's supposed to be fire, it's supposed to be empowerment, it's supposed to be power. It's not supposed to be, oh, I'm thinking about this and this person said this and this is why I took it this way and all the stuff, and oh my god, this happened, and like I was at work and that person, I think I heard them talking about me, I think I heard my name, or like just kind of like starting stuff where there needs to be no issues in. Be careful with this energy this week, because I feel like a lot of people are trying to start stuff from their emotional state, and I understand because Mercury's in Scorpio, you know what I'm saying? So there's, but that's the other problem with this kind of energy, because Mercury in Scorpio will expose your ass quick, because that's what Scorpio does. So just be mindful of the fact that this kind of thing will come back to bite you in the end, because no matter how much illusions you put out, once you start getting into Scorpio season, the truth does come out, and your insecurities will be in the forefront, and you can either make yourself strong or make yourself weak. So it's really up to you how you want to use that energy. But that specifically to me is a huge problem for this week for some of y'all, so I really need y'all to get that in check. Okay, every single sign is a spectrum, and there's a very beautiful way to use Pisces energy, but the toxic way is that way. Okay. Now, for the heart chakra, we have the Page of Swords, and this tells me that there is kind of some fresh intentions that some people have set recently as far as how communication will take place through their heart space, and I see this happening in relationships. Like I feel like some people are like, let's try this, let's talk about it in this form, maybe we can. And this is actually good, because again, Mercury is going into retrograde, so you want to have healthy communication habits and being mindful of like, hey, this is the way we're going to try this, or setting an intention really for how things are playing about. So I'm totally for this. Definitely do this. Okay? Do this, but don't do it in the way that you just like lying and illusions and doing all this illusionary love shit. Don't do that. But definitely set intentions to have healthier habits in your relationships. Keep it light. Conversations I feel like are going to be very much like fresh, like feeling I don't know, like there's something like there's a new vibe going on in the heart space. I feel like some people are going to be talking to some people as far as meeting some people that they like talking to, or like they're setting the intention, or they did set the intention with this past moon to meet somebody, and it's just happening a little quick. So that kind of energy is there for this week, so just keep that in mind. Just stay a little open, okay? Let the air flow through in and out. Do your thing. Don't like overdo it. Don't go crazy. Now for the throat chakra, hilariously enough, we got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, which is kind of like a hard thing to have when Mercury's about to go retrograde, because it's like it's literally telling you that you got work to do when it comes to your communication, your thoughts, your mind, how you process things, why you think the way you do, why you think it's okay, why you thought about this meant that when it didn't, like stuff like that. Like it's like you got work to do. Once you accept that you got work to do, it gets a little bit easier, you know, but then you also still have to do the work. Okay, so your words are actually a huge deal for this week. So pay attention this week of how you're blocking yourself, why the things that you're saying are creating conflict in your spaces, in your relationships, why how you think is also blocking your money, because we cannot ignore the fact that this is a pentacle card. Okay, how you think is blocking you in the physical realm with everything that you have around you, whether it's somewhere that you really wanted to have like a budge, but you haven't had that successful time, like you just have, it hasn't budged well enough for you to feel comfortable with. Like why hasn't it been happening? What are the habits that you have mentally? How do you sort yourself out? Do you practice having a healthy subconscious or a healthy conscious mind? Is this something that you're actually taking into account? You need to think about this week, okay? You really have to go to work with your mind, especially for those who lack air placements in an air season. Get to work. Okay, now for the third eye, we have the 2 of Pentacles, and I'm not really surprised that this came out in the third eye, because we've been getting a lot of balance energy this whole season, so I'm not really surprised that this came out. However, the way this comes into play this week is that you're gonna see how things have been set in a place where you have to balance them, where you might have had a gut feeling, or whether you like, no, but like I feel like this is what's coming, or this is what's happening, or whatever the heck it is. It's for you to actually be in balance. So things that you have been actively manifesting into your life has been for you to be balanced in the physical realm as far as your body goes. Now you still have to do the work in the realm of your spirit, so you need to make sure that this chakra is actually maintained and opened, so you can still be getting those messages and how to balance yourself properly. So this is just a pay attention to the spiritual you, your spiritual self, and your physical self as well. So this has to deal with going to the gym, making sure you're keeping up, but you're eating healthy, you're treating your body with respect, your body as a sacred space, and how you do that, and how when your body is in those spaces, how well your intuition is, how well you can see clearly, how well you dream better, how well you connect to your ancestors. Like this, it's a spectrum. So you just kind of have to pay attention to this energy. Now for the crown chakra, we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, which I'm not really surprised about. I feel like there's been a lot of downloads that have been given recently in regards to the lack thereof of certain things, and the blessings and how they look like, and I feel like a lot of people, and this happens to me a lot, I manifest through like the way I call things in a lot of the time, it's in the direct form. Like if I was supposed, if I'm trying to manifest money so I can pay for something, the thing will just manifest for me. Like I'll still get the money in, but I'll just manifest the thing on the side as well. And it's like, oh well, I was already gonna do that, so that's great. So it's kind of like in that sense, like bringing in the physical form, and connecting to the physical, your physical realm, this body, who you are, what you have around you, what belongs to you, and calling that in a way that it doesn't make you both in the physical realm be with a lack of money or feel like you're lacking, but feeling like you have, because you have been working through spiritually, you have been calling things in spiritually into your physical realm, and kind of being able to see that in your space. So practice gratitude this week, specifically for the crown chakra. Is important for you to really look around you and really be thankful for what you have. So okay, so that is the reading for this week. I will see you guys in the next video. I know you're gonna be like, Abby, where's the Botanica haul? You haven't done it. It's the middle of the month. Where you at? Okay. I told you I moved like October 1st, so I've still been kind of settling in, and I haven't gotten to go to the Botanica, but I'm probably gonna go either, it's probably gonna be next week, to be quite honest. I still have pretty much, like, I'm good on supplies, to be honest, as well. That's the other thing as of right now, what I'm working with, but I still definitely need to go. And there's a couple of my friends who are like, they need me to do a couple things, so I obviously need to go and get some things. But don't worry, that video is coming, and I'm gonna start planning a witchy thrift store haul again, because it's coming. So yeah, I still have stuff planned, so stay attuned. We're still cute. It's just that, you know, I had to get settled, and I'm still not even fully settled, but I'm more settled than I was when I started, so that's a good thing. Anyway, so I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. I just posted a new blog on my website on surviving Mercury retrograde, specifically for this Mercury in Scorpio. So definitely check that out on my website, and definitely check out the Patreon, because we're always growing over there, and I would love to have you.